Game-O-Holic here. Is this game for fucking real right now? Oh, fuck. Is he going back to the future to find a better game? This has eventually pissed me off. Take a 10-gallon shit. Fuck you!
Unless you're a real asshole.
I think you're a bitch. I am the Game-O-Holic. This is where I belong. The Game-O-Holic here again to talk about the different style review we're going to go with today. And that is to review a good game on the Super Nintendo. And that is The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. This game came out in 1992. A whole 27 years ago. And a lot of you people have been commenting on Twitter, on Facebook. Well, why are you deciding to do this? Why are you deciding to review a good game? Well, I wanted to show you guys that not every game that I review has to be bad. I'm not going to critique every game. But in this way, I'm going to tell you guys a legacy. I'm going to explain you a story, a retrospective on a game that has not only put an impact on the world, but has also have paved the way for future games. In my perspective. So basically, the first thing we learn about this game is the history of Hyrule. There are 7 maidens. Angenham, the fucking wizard fuckface from Planet Douchebag, captures them all. And you basically have to save them. Well, that's not how the game starts. That's a whole bunch of text and bullshit that you're basically reading through. And now, the start of the game is basically you sitting there in bed, sleeping after you just had a nice good night of jacking off. First off, I'm not going to knock the controls on the game. Everything moves smooth. You press B to strike your sword. You hold B to do a power sword spin. Y, basically, if you have any other, a secondary item, throws, shoots, blows, your load, whatever the fuck it doesn't even fucking matter. The point of A Link to the Past is to collect 3 pendants through the land of Hyrule. After that, you're sucked into the Dark World. In the Dark World, you have to capture 7 crystals and get all the maidens. Then after that, you fight Angenham, the fuckface wizard again. After that, you fight Ganon. Then after that, game over! Here's what I'm here to tell you guys today. This video is not meant to be looked at as a review. This is meant to be looked at as the history of Zelda over the years. The Adventure of Link. The Legend of Zelda. A Link to the Past. Four Sword Adventures. Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time. Triforce Heroes. The Four Sword Adventures. Ocarina of Time 3D. Majora's Mask 3D. The Wind Waker. The Wind Waker HD. I fucked up. That's the Twilight Princess.
You suck!
The Skyward Sword. Link's crossbow training, which has nothing to do with the Legend of Zelda series to begin with. You're basically running through this game, doing absolutely nothing. You're fighting enemies. You're killing them. You're collecting rupees. You're buying fucking bottles and pots and pans and fucking chicken sandwiches in the fucking game. I don't even fucking know anymore. It's very hard to talk bad about the Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah, you can.
Now, if I had the games on CDI, this would be a different story. I'd be able to break this down a little bit more and be able to tear the series apart a little bit.
Even though it has nothing to do with the series whatsoever.
It's hard to break over 35 years of games and over 25 different games into different categories, into different territories, to say how uniquely good some of these games are and how bad some of them are. That's why this review is not going to be a long review. It's more of an explanation from the Game-O-Holic of why The Legend of Zelda is such a good series. I'm not even going to explain the timeline, because if I got into that, we'd be jerking each other off for fucking weeks to come. Giggity.
Giggity goo.
Stick around. But what I'm gonna leave you guys on is this. 90s nostalgia's finally over.
Thank God.
Fuck the Power Rangers. Fuck the Rugrats. Fuck Wayne's World. Because it's doubleheader month. 4th of July is coming. We celebrate our independence. And I'm celebrating MGGA. That's right. Make games great again. Because I am the Game-O-Holic and I don't fuck around. I fuck myself because my dick is long enough. And when it comes time, this month, we will never be reviewing another Zelda game after today. The Zelda games are too good of a franchise to, unless they're the CDI, I can't. I just can't. It's too good to even try and put on a face for the fans. Put it on a face. I'm barely gonna have time to edit this fucking video. But I am gonna tell you guys this. Next review we do, next review that is done, we're gonna review a Zelda-like game. case you're wondering, it's Star Tropics.